Hey, welcome back to Here for the Instagram followers. I'm Willow,
I'm Maritza.
and we have some thoughts on the first episode of Matt James' season of The Bachelor. Maritza, after watching this episode, what are your just like off the bat initial feelings, reactions, emotions? How are we feeling?
It might just be the most dramatic the most dramatic season yet. I don't know. It's just, oh my God, these women like could not be more different than they're like completely different ranges of a spectrum. Like there's
Oh, talk about diversity. Gosh.
yeah, like diversity and culture and
Career.
personal careers. We're talking small soft spoken girls, and there's Victoria. That's another thing.
And Kit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes, we have strong feelings on Victoria and Kit. So I guess also like getting right into the episode. The episode opens up with Katie, a girl, getting out of the limo with a vibrator. This is a very strange intro to me. No music, just straight to the point. And you see in the background this giant house hotel, and it's just a little awkward, but then you realize, okay, this is just like a little clip from later, and then enters Chris Harrison, who introduces Matt James.
Yeah, no, it was a really weird intro. I thought when I first pressed play, I was like, did I fast forward to a part, or I was confused at first, thrown a little off guard, but then I kind of got to the point of them just trying to I guess grasp our attention at the beginning. But yeah, then we see Chris Harrison introducing the chateau.
The chateau. And we hear Chris Harrison, reminding us all of Bachelor Nation that they received record-breaking interest in Matt James's Bachelor. And that's when Matt James, introduced himself. He's 28, which is a correction. I think last episode I thought he was 29. Oops.
No, he's
28.
28.
And he's from North Carolina and is a real estate broker. And then, they show immediately Matt James working with kids. Not really sure what this scene was about, but I noticed it was New York that he's from, right? And
Mhm.
no one in the scene was wearing masks. So I was wondering, did they this was very interesting to me. Did they either film this intro pre-COVID, but Matt James hadn't been cast pre-COVID
Mm-mm.
to our knowledge, or did they just not wear masks? I don't know. This was confusing to me. What are your thoughts?
I think yeah. I didn't actually catch up on that we're still in COVID and that they're not wearing masks. But I know that they were filming this during COVID, obviously. But
Hmm.
I don't know,
And they didn't announce Matt James's Bachelor until after the George Floyd incident,
exactly
which
when they
was
started
well into COVID.
exactly. So it's just I feel I mean, I know where I work with, the kids don't wear masks that regularly,
Mm.
unless we're all actually inside. But I think they the small group of kids are okay, I mean, maybe they COVID tested the kids. I have no idea what they might have done, but
Yeah.
they should have been wearing masks if they're already doing
Someone should have
this.
been wearing masks.
Yeah.
Although I will say masks were present on the limo drivers who was holding open the door for the girls getting out. Did
Mhm.
appreciate seeing that. Masks do still exist in the world of Bachelor ABC.
Yeah.
Um, and then we cut to Matt flying in a plane, and I was like, oh, the pilot Pete entrance he wished he had but never got.
Exactly. I was I didn't know if he was flying the plane or the guy behind him was flying the
It
plane. I
was
was
the guy behind him for sure. I think he was
yeah,
just going along for the ride, and they made it look like he knew how to fly the plane.
exactly. I was okay, I've had enough plane action with whole pilot Pete up, so I'm trying to avoid that whole season already. That was a chaotic season, so I'm not trying to relive that again.
I know, and even, a year after it's ended, he's still no further in love or in any more of a relationship than he was before. He's just had 3
Exactly.
different failed serious relationships at this point. So
Honestly.
yeah, not looking for a repeat. Then we see him driving in a G-Wagon to this gorgeous house, and I'm like, okay, again, here's where Claire's budget went. um,
Honestly. So this is now set in Nemacolin. I wasn't able to search it. Do you know where Nemacolin is?
I don't, but I believe they're filming this season in Pennsylvania, so I'm assuming
Okay.
somewhere there.
Nemacolin, Pennsylvania. That's where it's at. Yeah, no, I saw like his huge mansion and then obviously the huge chateau that the girls have now. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, yeah. So they like basically budget off the Bachelorette to put all money towards the Bachelor. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I mean, good for the girls, but like, yikes. I mean, at least it won't be more entertaining now, I guess.
Yeah. And then this was actually really funny. So my boyfriend watched this episode with me again a second time, after I watched it the first time. And here's something that he mentioned that was funny. You know, later in the season when the girl from North Carolina rolls in the pickup truck, right? And the
Yeah.
pickup truck is a stick shift pickup truck, and at the end we see a little extra scene with Chris Harrison and him joking
Yeah.
about stick. Matt James jokes that he can't drive stick. Here's the funny thing. So the Porsche that's in the driveway of this super nice house that Matt James is staying at, that's,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, suggested what Matt James has been driving around, is a manual only car, according to my boyfriend, who is a car guy. He goes, oh, wait, that's funny. He says he can't drive stick because that Porsche that was in the driveway is only produced in manual. So so either he does, so that car is just staged there, or he's
Yeah.
lying about not being able to drive stick.
I think it might just be staged there just because like I
Definitely
mean,
seems like the likely option.
yeah, like why would he need a nice Porsche when he's gonna be in this resort the whole time? Like plus he has
I
a
just thought that was a
G-Wagon.
really funny little like Easter egg moment there.
I know, I didn't notice that. Like, whoa, props to your boyfriend for really spilling the real tea back here.
I know, he's calling out the bullshit.
Honestly though. But like a quick little thing I was noticing the whole time this episode, how tall is Matt James? Because Jesus, I did not notice. I'm like, I mean that already gives him bonus points for me, but like,
I mean,
geez, how
Chris
tall
Harrison
is he?
comments on it immediately. Oh boy, he's 6'5". There you go. That's pretty tall. Okay. No wonder that
Ah!
5'2" girl needed a step stool.
Oh my God. When the 5'2" girl came in, I was like, girl, you and me both. You and me both. I would have needed a step. So I would have needed a fucking ladder, man. Because I'm also five
Hmm.
two, and I'm like, geez.
I know. I feel it. I'm 5'3", and I'm like, that's tall. Anyone over 6 foot's like a giant. Uh, and so then we get an introduction to Matt James's mother, and we find out that Matt James is raised in a single parent household. He's biracial. His mom was white, his dad was black. His parents split when he was very young, and he was raised with a really strong Christian upbringing.
Mhm.
And his mom comes in looking hot as hell in some leather pants. I'm like, okay, like she's hip with the times. Um,
For sure.
and I really liked the conversation that we got to see here with his mom.
I'm already liking his mom, because it's nothing like Barb, like Peter's mom. So that already gives him bonus
Seriously.
points there. So I mean, it's just, and she like wishes him like the best of luck, obviously, and like tells him like to like actually be vulnerable with the girls, because I guess like we realized that like he's never fallen in love before. So like
Hmm.
he always ends up having this guard up when it's time to like really open up about himself. So I think
Which
that was
this does make me nervous about the season a little bit, finding out that he's never been in love before, because I'm like, I like we said before last episode about being a little concerned that Matt might be a little bit too of a party boy, like ex-frat boy kind of vibes. Although after this episode, I'm feeling a lot better on Matt. Like I think I really like him.
Mhm.
But there's still that apprehension of, oh, he's never been in love. At the end of this, is he gonna just get scared? Is he gonna back away? That kind of thing.
It really leaves me a little like, I guess, on edge of like how long the marriage would end up lasting, because
Right?
like it might just be his first love kind of situation.
Totally. He might think he's in love, blinded by the idea of love. Yeah. And so then, back to the women now after this conversation, we get an introduction into the first little like looking ahead for the season scenes, and we're first introduced to a girl named Alicia, who is a ballerina. And I initially, upon seeing her introductory scene, thought she was gonna go really far in the season, and I thought that she was just gonna be like too uptight for Matt, maybe, and would be like really competitive though, and that's why she'd go home. But turns out
Yeah.
she was actually a night one girl that got an introductory package.
Which actually got me a little confused. I was like, you don't usually the introductory like whole scenes, don't they usually last the longer ones? But she
I
ended
think
up
this had
leaving.
something to do with probably producers really liking her, casting, whoever was in charge of casting really, really liking her. Maybe all of them expecting her to go far, and so they wanted to give her a good homage. And
Yeah.
two, she probably gave up a lot to come on the show, so they wanted to give her a moment.
Yeah, exactly. No, for sure. And I mean, I think what like as a ballerina, she mentioned that she's like a perfectionist. So I feel like Matt is a lot more like laid back rather than a perfectionist. So maybe that would have like opposites.
Yeah, opposites attract sometimes, but definitely. And then we have Abigail, who is
Mhm.
our first hearing impaired contestant.
Yeah, 25. And like she said that without her implant, she wouldn't be able to like hear at all. And I feel like she's like one of like the many like examples in this season of how they're breaking barriers, really.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I love her. I love her personality. I love who she is. I'm
I
just like, she's
loved her
so
too.
wholesome.
She's gonna go far for sure.
Yeah.
She seems really grounded too and really like sure
Hmm.
of herself. And
Exactly.
also later in the episode, she reveals too that her sister is also deaf,
Hmm.
which I think, in terms of her feeling confident in her disability, probably helps.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then I believe we're introduced to Kristen, who is an attorney, and she seems like she likes to have fun and go out, but she also has a serious side. I love what she said about what she loves listening to. Do you remember what she said?
That she likes to listen to Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
Queen things, queen things. No, I actually really liked her after seeing that whole like interview thing, because
Hmm.
like I just love her personality, her like because she's like bubbly and outgoing, but then she's also like a serious, attorney and stuff. And I'm just like, I hope she does go far. She's already like I specifically put her in like one of my favorites so far. But yeah.
Yeah, I think she's gonna go far. I think Abigail's gonna go far. Then we have Maggie or from Ethiopia. I don't think Maggie's gonna go very far. I don't know, looking ahead in the clips from ahead in the season, she doesn't really seem like she's present in very many of them, if any.
Mhm.
But she has a pretty cool story. She got her doctorate like literally right before the filming of the show.
Yeah. And she literally just came to the United States 9 years ago.
Yeah, which I thought it was funny that later on she says she came here just to meet Matt, and it's like, well, you've been here for 9 years and you're here for your doctorate, but that's beside the fact.
Yeah.
Then we meet Anna and she or Anna. Is it Anna or Anna?
I think it was Anna. Yeah, because I remember in the I don't want to like release too much what happened later in the rose ceremony, but yeah, I think it's Anna.
Anna. Oh, that moment. Yeah, I think she's gonna be a villain of the season.
I feel like it too. I don't know. She just gives me like she's like really really competitive. So
Hmm.
I'm excited to see how that goes.
And then we've got Sarah. This another one front runner in my opinion, I think. a lot of these intro packages usually do end up being front runners.
Mhm.
She's a broadcast journalist, and she definitely seems very career focused, but she did move back home so she could be a caretaker for her father, which I thought was really sweet.
Yeah, it really showed like her serious, but then also really sweet side. I feel like I feel like she's gonna get into drama, but like she's gonna be pulled into it, like without like I don't know, without her like wanting to kind of.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. But at the same time, like I think that in the end, her connection with Matt might help her out of that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because she seems very genuine. And then we meet finally Piper, and I think that's how you pronounce her name. And she
Yeah.
said that she talks about how she's excited to see diversity on the screen finally.
I mean, like we all are. Finally, some bachelor that's not white, and that's not like probably only gonna get a white girl too. Like
And a
it
cast
really
that's not just white. It's not like we have
exactly.
one token black girl. No, we have like it's a pretty healthy balance, like I
Mm-hmm.
think. And then we get into our official limo exit part of the night now, or so we think,
Yeah.
because as soon as Matt is ready to basically meet the women, he interrupts Chris and he goes, well, let's go inside into this perfectly set up and prearranged and candlelit room to just kind of discuss a little bit more about what being the Bachelor means and what to expect.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I feel like I kind of laughed a little because like when he was like Chris, can I like talk to you for like a bit before this? Cause like I need to like ask you a couple questions. And Chris was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, really? Okay. But
Yeah,
then he
he's
was
like, are
like,
you sure you want to make these women wait?
and he was like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, they probably like waited like a minute, maybe. I don't even know.
The
But
women probably aren't even en route because they knew you were doing this the entire time.
I know the stageness of this whole franchise. Love it, love it. But
Mm.
I just laughed. They when Chris Harrison had the audacity to say, "Welcome to my chateau," and literally, like, I just got Bennett flashbacks. I was just like, "Oh my God, chateau! Oh my God, Bennett! Wait, is he here?"
Literally, literally such Bennett flashbacks. Oh my God. It's like he's like creeping around the bushes in the back. He's just like, you can't get rid of me. I, I own this chateau. It's one of my 12 I own around the world.
Oh my God! Imagine he's like, just come to me in Paris, please.
Please. Ignore my loafer shoes. Oh my God. Um, so yeah, then they just kind of what do they talk about other than, him talking about, I think he mentions how he's never been in love, right? And he feels
Yeah,
like, I think they talk a little bit about race. And oh,
yeah,
this was really weird. Chris says at one point that this is going to be a really crazy experience and you have to be emotional about this. There's going to be times when you're going to want to choke me out. You're going to get mad and, but if you're not feeling feelings, you're not doing it right. I'm like, I'm sorry, Chris. What? Choke you out?
I hear that too. And I'm like, bro, that's a little sus, man. What is this?
What is
What?
this word choice? I'm sorry, choke you out? When has this ever happened, Chris?
It was
Is this
like
something we don't
usually,
know?
yeah. I was like, usually what we've seen is just people crying like on your shoulder, not choking you out. What?
I was gonna say, I don't see people usually don't get mad at you. What are you doing to them that's making them mad at you? Jeez.
Exactly. Unless he's like referring to Claire's season and he wants to choke himself out.
Oh my God, literally though.
But I feel
Um,
like in this conversation, Matt did make a good point in saying how he's like the first black bachelor, and how like there's this pressure that he should be with like a black woman or have to be with a white woman.
and he has to appease both sides.
Exactly, and like he like comes to conclusion that like someone's gonna be mad at the end of the season. Like that's just a no brainer, and it's just like he has to like follow his heart in the end.
Yeah, in the end, he has to do what's right for him. And this is when too he mentions to Chris that he thought he used to, at one point, that he had been in love, but he realized that as he's gotten older, his views on what love is has changed and evolved. And so now he doesn't consider what that was he felt to be love, which in a way though to me makes me wonder, was it actually love and he just has convinced himself now that it wasn't because it was an easier way to cope with the relationship, and so now he doesn't know what the true feeling of love is, and so when he's going to start feeling those emotions again, he's going to have like all this repressed like fear come up.
Oh my God. You're over here taking up the psychological aspects of this show, man. I'm over here like, whoa. You be telling me what love is right now, then.
Seriously, these are the questions Matt James needs to be asking himself before he's ready to be Bachelor.
No, for sure. I think Matt jumped into it and was like, oh my God, 40 women, like, sign me up. But
Oh
like,
yeah, oh my God, and
that's
he
what
was
I'm
watching every
saying.
one of their asses walk up the stairs.
Oh my God. He was licking his lips. I was like, boy, I see you. I see you. But
I
like,
saw
I
this
mean,
TikTok that someone said every single time Matt James watches one of the women walk away, he makes the same face. It's like this open mouth and he rubs his hands together. He's like,
oh my God, I'm
he's
cringing.
like,
I'm cringing.
he like licks his lips.
Oh my God. They should staff you as the lookalike of Matt right there. Like, yikes.
Oh my God.
But I mean, should we start talking about like the first woman that got out of the limo
Yeah,
after that
so
whole thing?
yeah, first out was Bree, right?
Mhm.
24.
Yeah, and I love her dress because it was so I don't know. I liked her vibrant green dress. It wasn't like all the other ones that were literally I saw this meme. I was like, so are we just talking about how sequin dresses are like now in now? Like literally everyone had the
Literally every
same
dress was sequin or
sequin
red.
dress.
And if it
Oh my
wasn't
God.
sequin, it was red.
There was two the same exact red dresses.
And they put them right next to each other in the fucking rose ceremony.
I
So
was like,
you
they did
just see
them
the crisscross.
dirty. Oh my God, they did them really dirty. And I mean, honestly, I don't like those red dresses. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. They weren't worth being
It was
copied
like the
twice.
ugliest dress there that they happened to have two of, too.
Yeah,
That's
I
the thing.
know. I was like, God, they
And it was
really
this dress, for anyone who didn't realize, it was this dress with this really unique neckline that was like a crisscross in the front.
uh-huh.
And so it was the girl who we thought was totally going to be psycho this season and totally is. And
Yeah.
then this other girl, I think it was like
Annalise.
Alana was wearing one of them.
Annalise. Annalise.
Annalise was wearing the other one.
Yes.
Oh my God, it was cringe. Anyways,
Ugh.
though, Brie looked amazing, but it was a very basic first limo entrance, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then we meet Rachel, 24, and she comes out, and the first thing she says is, "Oh my God, I'm in trouble." She's definitely nervous and shaking.
I'm trying to remember Rachel. I think Rachel was one of my top ones. I liked Rachel, but like her limo entrance was pretty basic to me too. I only took
Rachel,
note of like people who like actually wowed me in
definitely.
that limo entrances. But Rachel, like later on in her conversation with Matt, like kind of pulled me in a little.
Rachel, yeah, later on, like off the bat, I said they look like they could have fun and they could vibe, and they like they seem like they have an off the bat connection. But later on, you definitely do see in their conversation they do have more of a spark. Then we do see the journalist Sarah come out that we talked about before
Mhm.
with her, who's a caretaker. And then she talks about being a little homesick, but hoping one day she'll be able to have a home with him.
I
That
thought that
was
was
super cute.
sweet.
Yeah, no, after this, all the limo entrances went super, super quick. Pretty much, I don't know if you wrote notes down on them. I wrote notes on like one on every single one.
I just have to say Chelsea with the dress. Like
Oh my God.
we were talking about our love for Chelsea before this whole thing started. Like her bald goddess thing, not bald, well
Yes.
shaved. Yeah, whatever.
Runway, model, New York. Oh my
Like,
God.
wow, that dress was made for her. Like, that was just queen things. Like, no one was gonna replicate that queen. Oh my God,
And
wow.
she
Wow.
owned it. She walked it. Matt even was in awe. She says as she's walking away, wow, she is wearing that dress. I initially thought maybe first impression rose just based on like her confidence, but obviously later on, it gets swooped by somebody else. Then we see, someone named Mari come out 24, and this
So what
one
I said, that Mario can already tell is going to be in the top because of his first reaction that he left
he
him
wants to take her to
speechless.
fantasy suites just based on the way that he watched her walk her ass all the way away. Like she got ass and he watched.
I mean, it's the Puerto Rican in her. Like, wow, she's beautiful. I mean, like, wow, she just left me wowed too. Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he was the only one watching. Everyone was in awe there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, and then we see Maggie come out. Not much chemistry, I wrote. Didn't see much between them. Bummer,
Mm-mm.
but she'll be fine. She's super smart. She needs someone who's smart enough to get with on her level with her.
Sure.
Then we meet some girl named Carolyn. She brought him lavender. Someone named Sydney, and she says that Matt's the hottest individual she's ever met. And in my opinion, no. I mean, good
It's the
looking.
bluntness for me.
I mean, it's good looking, but like the hottest individual we've ever met. I mean, maybe Tyler Cameron more, but like
I mean,
Matt just kind
yeah.
of always looks like a stoned football player to me. He's always kind of like,
I see it.
"Hey
I
guys."
see it. I mean, he's a snack, but I wouldn't say he's a full course meal like the other girls were saying.
Yeah. Um, yeah. That's when we meet who was next? I don't even know. This one's it was like rapid fire girls. I don't even
Yeah.
know.
I mean, I know the next person I wrote note of was Kalia when she pulls up in the pull-up track. And,
Yes.
because she's from North Carolina, it already puts him at ease. And she can drive a stick. So I was like, geez, bonus points for you for that. Like the confidence
And in
there.
heels.
And
Yes,
in
and in
heels, even
heels.
though we later relieved later, like at the end, that she was using a little booster pillow. But aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Yeah.
My 5'2" self would too.
Yeah, I mean, for real. And like she's gonna go far for sure. She's
For sure. For sure.
stunning too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Confident, stunning, and they already relate in a personal level because they're both from North Carolina. So
And then the next girl that walks up, didn't catch her name, but she was the Asian girl that trips and she makes a joke and she
oh yeah,
saves
yeah,
it
yeah.
and she goes, "Oh wow, like 2 seconds in I'm already tripping over you."
No, oh my God. So that's Serena C. And I find her so pretty. And I think her dress was actually one of my favorites. Not gonna lie. I don't know. I just love the color and simplicity about it. And like, yeah,
Simplicity
so
for sure.
yeah, I liked her little like trip moment, but still saves it.
Totally
I
saved
hope
it and she
I
owned
hope
it.
I think she's not gonna get it in the end, but she might go like maybe halfway through. But yeah, after her though is Serena P, which I also loved her dress. And Serena P is actually the one with the step stool that she pulls out, and she's like, "Cause I'm 5'2", and like you have to be at your level." And yeah, I love Serena P because I can relate to her because I'm like you and me, 5'2".
Yeah, and then we have Alicia coming in doing ballet, and then we have this girl who comes in after that who looks like a super hot, like a super hot chick. And then she lifts up her dress and realizes that so Matt can see her feet that are like goat feet, and she says she's the goat. I'm the goat, and I'm like, okay. And this girl's name is like Sane or something like that, and
Yeah, I don't know. I
I'm
didn't
like,
write note on
okay,
her.
like
She goes home.
yeah, yeah. Did she go home this episode?
Yeah, I realized that. I was like, I think she
Wait.
went home.
Oh shoot, she went
Yeah,
home.
the goat feet didn't work out for her, and I was like, it didn't work out for me too, bro. That I might have been comfortable, but it probably was
It
like,
fell flat for sure.
yeah.
And then funny woman next, God, I didn't catch her name, but the women are all watching from the attic as this girl, crazy girl, comes in and does the Lady and the Tramp with noodles and basically forces Matt to kiss her. And in my opinion, this is not the first kiss of the night. No. First kiss goes to Abigail, not this girl. This does
That
not
was
count.
just that was Ornellas actually. And yeah, they do the whole Lady and Tramp thing with the pasta. And I love how in the end, like Matt is left with the pasta. He's like, so like, what do I do with this?
What am I supposed to do?
Exactly. And I don't know. I just found it a little like, it just says a lot about your character. Like, are you really gonna do that? Like, first time you ever meet him, you're just gonna do that? Like,
But what about the next girl now?
ooh, Kaylee.
Mm-hmm.
So Kaylee pulls up in lingerie. And okay, I gotta say this though. Her abs perfectly toned walking in. I was like,
Girl, abs of a body of my dream. Holy shit.
I was like, God, is this a Victoria's Secret supermodel runway show we're talking here? Like,
Victoria's Secret is sleeping on this girl. Holy cow.
exactly. No, I was like, what? But like, so she asked him like
And
what
she's
she
just
should
a
wear.
host at a restaurant.
That's what I thought too. I was like, bro, she should be
Girl,
joining Chelsea
what?
in the runway shows.
Yeah, what the hell? Anyways, yeah, so what you were saying.
Oh yeah, no, but yeah, so she pulls up with the lingerie and then she has like 2 dress options and she like asks him like what she should wear because she didn't know what he liked. And like first off, like, girl, you got the confidence to show up half naked, yet you don't have the confidence in yourself to choose an outfit for you, not for him. Like,
But this
okay.
is, I think, a smart move in the sense of like guys like their opinions being considered, and she can be like, oh, what do you like? Because I don't know you, and I want to wear something that, you think's really attractive because I'm trying to win you over. And then he's like, oh, that's kind of hot. And he likes a chick with confidence too. So,
So I
I
mean,
think that's a
yeah.
smart gameplay.
For sure. I mean, everyone's jaws were dropped in the end, so she left the impression for sure. Unforgettable, obviously.
I mean, she's not gonna win because no one's gonna pick the chick who does that in the end, I think. Imagine telling your kids that's how you met their mom.
Yeah. Imagine hometowns though. Like, so like how'd you guys meet? Oh, I kind of pulled up in lingerie.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, anyone who's working a host job at 26 is not going to be emotionally or mentally mature enough for marriage yet. So,
Low-key thinks she works at Hooters. It's just me.
see, that's the thing too. You're not even a good enough to be a waitress at Hooters. Come on now. And that's saying something.
Yeah, period.
You're just a host. Like, girl, you don't even get tipped well. Like, Lord. Anyways, I liked this comment. All the women were saying that she's like a naked Barbie.
I mean, they're not wrong with them abs. Like, I'm still like the abs.
Seriously. And then we meet Abigail, who she's the one who's deaf, and we meet her again. And she basically comments and tells him right away on it and says that she's going to be reading his lips a lot. And so then he says he'll enunciate for her, which he doesn't, but it's okay.
Yeah, he probably forgot that. Yeah, he tried, but I'm like, it's the thought that counts, I guess. I mean, he later remembered when they end up talking together he remembered about his sisters and stuff, her sisters. So I mean, I thought that was cute. I was like, okay, so you didn't remember to enunciate, but remember that little subject. Okay, at least you're kind of trying.
Yeah. And then we have a few others. We have a red dress girl come in. We have some other chick named Carolyn. I just said basic, probably not important. This girl, Imani, came in looking like daddy's little girl drama queen. Good thing she gets sent home night one. Then we have someone named Lauren come in. Nothing to say there. Just another Lauren. Just going through the list. Then we
Bro,
have
that's
Piper. She says something cute about wanting to keep her last name, which is James, and her dad always wanting to keep her last name. It'd be convenient if she married him. She probably won't.
no, no. Or a girl, you can just like not get his last name. You know, you can do that. You can keep your last name, girly. Like, you don't need to marry someone else with James. Also, might have to do some connections if they're related.
Oh, didn't even think about that.
Oh,
Then we meet MJ, which I loved this, honestly. Okay, so she rolls up in a pizza car, delivery car,
mhm.
and she
Oh,
gets out and she's trying to do something funny for Matt because the way to a man's stomach is through, or I'm speaking all out of order. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And so that comment went about as well as this attempt at winning him over in the beginning because she pulls up and she tries getting the pizza out of the back seat only to realize that the
her
car
was
door is locked.
Oh my god, that's me trying to be smooth. I swear.
I know. So then she has to shuffle as fast as she can all the way back around the car um, just to unlock the door to then run all the way back to grab the pizza out.
It's the attempt that counts, man. Like she really tried.
A for effort, and her hair looked amazing while doing it.
Oh yeah, I love her hair. Oh my god. It's just the confidence, the volume, like it's just
Disney
like,
princess status, bro.
oh
Blonde
my god.
Merida.
Lily was the same thing, blonde Merida.
And then we meet Katie.
So Katie pulls up and she's pretty. Okay, I'll just give her that. Okay. Pulls out with the vibrator. And I love how ABC decides to censor the vibrator. So she's supposed to have been using it all of quarantine. And she's like, she starts off with having it behind her back. And then she like explains like this is what got her through quarantine, pulls it out and stuff. And
She
like
says,
I'm
I was
really,
hoping to pass the torch to you.
oh my god. And he's like, I thought that was like a lightsaber. No, it's a
Yeah,
vibrator.
whipped it out like a lightsaber.
No, but I'm really, really hoping she fucking bleached that shit. Like, oh, excuse my language, but I'm really, really hoping she bleached that because like she's been using the same one and having everyone touch it. Like,
Yeah. Did you catch this comment later? She made a comment about it that really flew under the radar that was so not appropriate. I was surprised it made it through ABC. Someone says like, oh, it's really hard to sometimes like you just need something that's really hard to take. And she goes, oh, I know how to take something that's really hard to take. And she fucking shows the vibrator, suggesting that it's really big. I'm like, girl, that's so cringe. Oh my god.
that's another one of the things. It's like, imagine going to hometowns, imagine telling your kids, so yeah, I met your dad with a vibrator.
Yeah. She's not gonna win, obviously, but she'll be
No.
a fun. And the fact that she was offering her roommate to borrow the vibrator if they want, that's, oh my god. Anyways, then she says Fantasy Suite is a little too far away, and so she's gonna need to keep it for a little longer. Takes it back. Then later on, this basically vibrator becomes a source of entertainment for the women as they all joke about naming it. And Katie says, "Oh, well, I'll name it MJ." And no one realized the blonde girl's name was MJ, and she's just in the corner like, "Hey."
Don't
That's my
name a
name.
vibrator after me. And I
But
feel
she
like
but she was a good sport.
yeah, no, I love like how MJ did not take it personally, but I feel like she obviously chose MJ to like be like Matt James initials, but like
Yeah.
that really backfired on her.
Yeah, definitely did backfire. And then Kimberly, this part I did not understand. This girl named Kimberly comes in with a giant fish and just throws it at Matt James.
Oh my
I'm
god.
like,
I literally, you know what I wrote in my notes? I'm like some insignificant entrances that includes meatballs and throwing fish around. I was like, what is the point of
yes.
these things?
Oh my God, literally, literally, oh my God, this girl named Ileana says, "Can I put my balls in your mouth?" And she shoves this giant hunk of meatball into Matt James's mouth. And she goes, "They're my meatballs." And I'm like, girl, we all love meatballs, but a giant mouthful of meatball, like someone get this man a glass of water.
Bruh, I like honestly, I hadn't seen that meatball that big since an episode of iCarly, man. Like,
Bro,
jeez.
literally.
Oh my God. Like I was like, why? Just why?
They didn't even really have sauce on them, bruh.
This is dry
At least give
meat.
it some marinara.
A little butter, maybe?
Just something. God.
Cheese.
Some cheese. Just something to break it up. And then the bitch in the Bentley rolls in.
Oh my
and I
God.
and
So
I literally wrote my note, bitch in her Bentley rolls in.
okay, so I don't hate Kit that much, okay? Like I
I
kind
hate Kit.
of okay. I'm kind of like this is how I'm feeling about her, like how I felt about Bennett in the beginning. Like I kind of liked Bennett in the beginning. I don't know, he just like gave me like this rich guy swagger. She kind of gave me like
Yeah.
this rich girl kind of gossip girl like kind of vibes, like Upper East Side, like all of that. So like she pulls up in this Bentley because like the limo gave her ride share vibes, and like she wears this dress that obviously no one's gonna replicate because she looks like
Bruh, like she looks like Hannah Montana in the goose dress. Are you kidding me?
I was gonna say flapper girl, but you know that too, man, that too.
Turns out Kit is she's 21 first off, so she's way too young for this show to be serious
Oh,
about this. Here for the Instagram followers, number one.
no, for
Second
sure.
off, she claims to be a fashion designer when she's not done anything with her life. She's just ridden on the coattails of her mother, who is a famous fashion designer, and celebrities like Kim Kardashian West and pretty much every other celebrity in the book wear her mother's designs.
Wait, who's her mother?
Her mother is named I think it was like Claudia let me find it.
Is it
One sec.
Carla Lodowski? I was gonna say Kit and Bennett would be a good match, but then now realizing that Bennett could literally be her father, that's a no then.
Cynthia Rowley.
Cynthia
She is
Rowley.
known
Oh,
for her
okay.
fun and whimsical designs. And I mean, Kit, I will say this, Kit's very cute, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But she's currently a student at NYU and she's not even started her career yet. Like she's too young, you know. She has only modeled a little bit for her like mom's own company.
Yeah. Oh my God. I didn't catch that she was 21. Wow. That's just like, yeah, that's a little
Like
too.
like my boyfriend's 20 and I'm 19.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. No.
No. It's just,
No.
thank you. Next.
Thank you next. She's here for the Instagram followers.
No, yeah.
And to advertise for she's probably gonna, I bet after this show, she's probably gonna launch some of her own like designs. She's trying to become an influencer for sure. She's already gained like 10,000 followers since I last checked on her. She's probably trying to advertise her podcast that she shares with her mom. And she's probably going to launch a bunch of new like clothing designs of her own because she's a small business owner and she's going to try like launching her own brand. It's going to be a whole thing.
Still with that Bennett and her would get along really fine, even if they don't
Bruh,
date.
I support this. Bennett and her. Bennett would be like her sugar daddy because he's like twice her age.
Bro, but they both roll up in their Bentleys and their
But they
Rolls
have the same
Royce.
vibes. So
They
it would
do
work.
though. I like ship it really hard, even if it's like sugar daddy vibes. Like it's like
I ship it.
she has more in common with Bennett than she ever will with Matt James. Like that's just something.
Yes, I agree. For sure. I just like she just I don't know. She's very cute for sure, but she just seems like the girl who needs to live a little bit more life.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But she's cute. Could go. She's gonna go far though. Actually, that's the thing though. It seems like she's gonna make it to at least a few weeks because when they bring women through halfway into the season, from what we see in the preview from like upcoming, she's there for that.
So that's good to know, but we all know she's not going to get the final rose.
No. You think she's going to go to Fantasy Suite, though?
I don't think so either. She'd have to ask for consent.
Oh my God. I don't know. I definitely think he's going to try to take one of these young, hot chicks to Fantasy Suite, though. Like sub-22 girls.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Because he seems shallow like that. But it's fine.
It's fine. Speaking of shallow, next up in our list is Victoria. I hate her so much. I can't stand her. I literally can't stand her. I wanted to fast forward every time she was on my screen. I was like, stop, get out of here. I don't want you here.
She seemed drunk the entire time she was on screen. Is that just me? She seemed like she'd already had a few shots or something.
Oh my God. Her makeup too. Oh my gosh. It looked like she partied way too hard and she just woke up.
I was gonna say she looks like the girl who, yeah, she looks like the girl who would be hella pretty if she hadn't had 6 drinks.
It's the truth, man. It's the truth.
And the way she was talking, oh my God, like literally, you just have to go talk to him. Oh my God, literally. Hi, my name is Victoria. I am the queen.
Oh my God. This
everything I hate.
This obnoxious woman pulls up being carried by staff. I don't know, man. And she's with her
these like slaves of Chris Harrison.
Exactly. I was like, God, do they get paid enough for this? No. And like she pulls up, she's like, I'm the queen. And like, oh my God, you know what her occupation was? Queen.
Like, what does she actually do?
I don't know. We never knew because it just said queen. I was like, she's like, I'm queen, like I'm Victoria, like the queen. I'm like, get out. You don't have class like her. No, you're obnoxious. No, exactly. And oh my God, like, but she fell. The queen fell walking up to Matt. And she's gonna bring drama for sure. I already know that. Like first off the bat, gonna bring drama.
Yeah. Not good news. Kit and her gonna have a rivalry because already, she calls Kit princess at one point, and Kit goes, "I'm not the princess. I'm the fucking CEO. I am the president." Too competitive, too young.
Both of them are gonna be rivals, but they're also gonna be the villains of the show. Like,
for real. And I mean, God. Even Victoria literally says, "Yes, queen," in her interview. Like, stop. Stop. And then then Dildo Girl says it's going to be a long, hard night and we have to remember to have fun. And Matt comes in to basically serve the toast. But before the toast, he says, "Let's pray."
Okay, so I'm gonna backtrack first off because I realized that this was 32 women. You told me it was 40 something women, so
I realized this. I made a mistake. So I wanted to talk about this.
Willow.
I completely forgot about this. So I realized it was the kind of situation like what happened with Claire and Tayshia season where they casted more men and they showed us all of them and then they ended up not putting them in. And I thought that it was going to be like 40 something women because we still have the most women ever going into it, but it's like 32, not 44 like I thought. But I think that had to do with the fact of COVID and everything. Like I think they casted more by like 10 extra, but I'm like so embarrassed.
No, yeah, I was like, oh, that's it. I thought another limo was gonna come by, but it never did. But yeah, okay. But let's go back to the prayer. So Matt walks in and begins a prayer, and I'm like, oof, he should have been with Tayshia, because you know how Tayshia was like breaking up with Ivan with the whole like religious
I think Matt
aspect.
James was originally intended for Tayshia's season, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. And I feel like he should have gotten with Daisha, but the whole thing happened and now we're here with him. So, but
Yes, here we are.
when he led the prayer, like I feel like he had good intentions, but I was thinking, what if people in that room weren't religious? Like, what if we had some atheists in there? What if we had some agnostics
Yeah,
like
so I saw
last
a lot of
time?
like comments on this online, and I don't know, my point of view when I first saw this, or like at least my perspective, was like, to be fair, this is a show with the ultimate point of trying to find love, trying to find marriage for Matt. And if there's anyone who's not comfortable like with that, or that doesn't want that kind of prayer to be super prevalent in their, potential like life with Matt, then I think that it's appropriate for him to set the tone early on so they don't waste their time and they can get out
Mhm.
early, because if that is something that's going to be so significant for him, why waste their time? But I can
Exactly.
definitely like see, like, for me, I mean, I have like, don't I'm not Christian. Like, I mean, it would
Mhm.
make me a little uncomfortable, but I know for me, I'd be like, oh, it's not really my thing. See you later. It's night one. I
Exactly.
didn't like waste a lot of time here.
I feel like I didn't think about that aspect. And so in that aspect, I really appreciate that kind of prayer then, because not like, I mean, I'm still going back to like Tasha season and like the whole Ivan thing, still mad about that.
Exactly.
But
Like,
like, if like now these women know at the beginning that religion is a big thing for him, so that like, if religion is a big thing for them, that like, okay, like I'm not wasting my time. While Ivan in last season wasted all the way until fantasy suites, literally the week before the end of the
mhm.
season, to be like, oh, we're in different like
Yeah,
religious
and he didn't
views.
even realize that that it was such a big deal to her, and he, definitely did feel like he wasted his time there.
Yeah, he was a lot in the dark with that one. So I am appreciative of him like bringing that up basically. And I mean, from what I saw a lot of women actually like the whole prayer thing. We saw some
Mhm.
emotional, we saw some tears from the whole
I
speech,
mean, a
and
lot of this cast is East Coast and like kind of Southeast. I've
mhm,
noticed. Sorry, I got the hiccups. I noticed, and so I think that religion over there is a little bit more prevalent. I feel like still than kind of what we see here on the West Coast with like our
mhm.
California views, just like the area we live in. But I do think that it's a lot more prevalent on this cast too, with like people than some other casts for sure.
And then after that whole quick little prayer thing, really sweet. I don't know if you had anything else to say about the prayer. Um, he began his whole speech, and I loved his whole speech. You probably had more key points of what he said in that speech, but I just said that he got lost with the vibrator. Like he was so into his speech, and then he saw the vibrator, and he was like, "Oh wait, hold on, where am I?" I'm
That
like,
was so funny to me.
"Me too, bad."
Yeah. I mean, Matt just he talked about being vulnerable and being biracial. But yeah, I loved the whole getting distracted. And then he talks about how he had a lot of time to think in quarantine. And I'm like, oh, in between all the basketball and football games and like, quarantine crew TikToks you were filming. A lot of time. But basically they all cheers to falling in love. And there's this girl whose voice you can hear in the background constantly saying, I love that. Oh my God, love that. And I'm like, I don't love that.
It's like, shut up, you're ruining the moment. We don't need your opinions. No one asked for it.
Stop saying love that. Can you contribute something of substance, please?
Say amen. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just something. Anything is better. Hallelujah. Like anything is better than that.
Honestly.
Yeah. And then all the girls are basically falling in love over Matt, basically just like having done and said a prayer.
Yeah. I mean, we get Rachel that she was like that lily that kind of like spoke to my soul. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, okay. Well, it really touched you that much. Wow. Okay. Okay. This is what we're dealing with.
Yeah, and then Matt breaks off to, I think Rachel steals him first, and
I think it
basically
was
talks about the prayer and everything. And I did like to say this. at the end of this conversation, Matt comments on how he felt like he was a robot in the conversation and that he wasn't feeling very like fluid, and he was just kind of feeling really in his head. And I liked that he recognized that and was able to take the time to like go inside himself and be like, hey, I need to get myself out of my head and really
Mm-hmm.
like be present with these women and, you know, be an active listener and not just get wrapped up in my emotions.
Which I love that, because it really shows how in control of that he is in his personal self and his mental self. Because
Mm-hmm.
like now we know, like, okay, this guy, when I guess when shit gets real, like he's gonna talk to himself, be like, okay, like what are we gonna do? Like not just basically stay in his head and just like keep it in his head. So it's really good. I mean, a little quick thing I liked, also loved Rachel's dress. Me just looking at these girls' dresses, but I just loved her dress. I was just like, oh my god,
Stunning.
she looks phenomenal. She looks great.
So pretty.
Yeah.
I agree. And then the short girl, 5'2" girl, I don't remember her name, pulls him away to play chess, and Matt says he was in chess club. And then this girl pulls him away to play chess, but like she clearly doesn't know the rules of chess, and Matt doesn't seem like he really does either. I'm just confused at this.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, she like, okay, I think I'm gonna put this guy up here, and he was like, okay, and he like gets the queen and like takes her thing, and she just looks at him, and she was like, are you supposed to do that? And I'm like, girl, I don't even know chess, and I know for a fact you don't do that.
I'm like, okay, this is just an embarrassment, though. Don't ask him to play chess if you don't know the rules of chess. You should have asked him to play checkers. Everyone knows that. It's a lot simpler.
Exactly. Like, yikes.
Yeah. And then we move on to, I believe it was Mari, where
Yes.
we get into a super deep, good conversation about her family because she's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, so like they go into, I love this conversation and how she like brings in her roots about like the situation that's going on right now in Puerto Rico. And she was like, yeah, like my family is like going through a lot, you know, like all like the worries of like each hurricane, each earthquakes that we have to go through. And like she was about really get into it. And then
Lo and
Katie comes.
behold,
We get a little tap on the shoulder with the vibrator.
and someone says, talk about a buzzkill.
Oh my God. Jeez, the cheesiness just came out, man.
I know, about as cheesy as the pizza that MJ delivered. Um, so yeah, I mean, you can already tell like what girls are going to be a lot of drama on this season, and like what girls are there for the right reasons. And then, you know, basically everyone is in agreement that the dildo girl's really annoying. And then we cut away to, I think it's pronounced Kayla, Kayla,
I think
truck
it's
girl.
Kayla. Yeah.
Kayla,
It's
yeah.
Truck Girl.
Truck girl. She shares the North Carolina sweet tea in the bed of her truck with Matt. And I'm like, okay, she's going to go so far. They share the whole North Carolina thing.
Yeah, no. I feel like the whole that I think I saw it from the beginning with the pickup truck, but then I saw it even more with iced tea and everything. They really do have that like home connection.
Totally. And in terms of visualizing what a life could look like, it would be so easy because I think she's also in New York. So, like, they're both from North Carolina, now in New York. It'd be easy to visit family when you're home for the holidays in the winter. You can live in the city, you know, your life is
Convenient.
pretty, yeah, you don't need to change much.
It's just gorgeous, like
Stunning. Yeah, she's like that kind of just like otherworldly beauty that like nothing compares because she's so genetically unique.
Exactly.
Then we see what happens? Oh, Kit. She brings up New York and home and brings him a snow globe, which I thought was funny because she talks about I don't know if you caught this, but the whole like she's like, "Oh, well, since you know your home is New York and my home's New York." And he's like, "Well, I don't really think of New York as my home since I've only lived there 3 years."
Yeah. No, yeah. She pulls him away and like starts talking like her New York roots and stuff. And like she mentioned how he lives in New York, so like obviously like that's their connection, but like obviously like that doesn't like
But like
correlate as
North
much as
Carolina girl has so much
exactly.
more.
Exactly. Like I was gonna say like that doesn't correlate as much as North Carolina girl. Like You guys are in different levels. And then obviously Victoria comes around right when she's about to talk her emotional talk about New York. Victoria comes around and she's just like, the princess, the queen is here. And I'm like, oh,
You did it.
okay. And then that obviously ticked Kit off.
And that's where we trigger the whole comment about, I'm not the princess, I'm this president, I'm the CEO, like I'm everything kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just like, I'm tired of this drama already. It's just
too
immature.
petty.
Yeah, too petty for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do we hear from Pageant Girl?
I just put that I hate Victoria so much because she's so obnoxious. I can't with her. I just literally can't. Like, oh my god. Like, but the thing is, like, I don't even understand what she was saying. I like blew it.
I don't even know what Pageant Girl said, but I just remember that after her conversation, they walked inside and all the other girls were like talking about her, and she just comes up and is like talking about how some of the girls are like, we haven't gotten time, and she's like, oh, well, get your time, do it, girl, like just do it, like just go talk to him.
Oh my god, she literally was just like, you should just go do it, just do it, just go do it. And she's like, okay, I'll do it like in my own time. She was like, okay, and she like walked away. Then she went to another girl and she was like, go, literally just do it, literally just do it.
And I'm like, literally stop giving this girl drinks, whatever producer is doing it. Stop.
Exactly, like, Jesus, stop, like, this isn't embarrassing to the franchise, like, just stop. And like, she was like, so like, why haven't you gone to talk to them yet? And then literally this girl was about to like tell her why, and then she interrupts her and she's like, oh, but like, yeah, I'm gonna go right now though.
And then she's like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to him again.
Yeah, exactly. She was like, do you think it's a good idea? And she was about to say something and she's like, well, I think it's a good idea, I'm gonna go. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
Stop. Yeah. And then meanwhile, after all of this drama and kerfuffle, Matt is talking with Abigail, the deaf girl, and they're talking about the situation, what he remembers, and this conversation is just gold. And Matt leans in, catching Abigail off guard, and kisses her. And this isn't just a kiss, this is like a makeout.
Mm-hmm. And I'm so just happy because she gets the first kiss and she deserves it. She deserves the world, because I just said she's so wholesome, man. She is so wholesome. Not like the Victoria shit we just went through, but like she's just she's gold.
I agree. And not only does she get that first true kiss of the season, she also gets the first impression rose.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's going to go far. Like I said before, I'm talking top 3, probably, maybe even top 2, but I don't think she's going to win.
I feel like for me, it's too early to say if she's going to win, but I feel like she's definitely going to be top 3. Like, I just, only just like stats wise, how far each time the first impression goes, Rose always goes. Mm-hmm. She's obviously going to be top 3, but like, I don't know, like, she's just, I really do hope, because she's just seems so genuine. How old is she? I didn't catch that.
I think she's 25, and if he's 28, it's okay.
Yeah, it works out.
Yeah, it's appropriate.
I thought that when it came to the first impression rose, I thought she might have gotten it, but I was also kind of leaning more towards Brie, because I thought they had a good connection too.
I agree, off the bat.
Because like they both had so much to relate to, because like she's like half Persian and half Black, and she was raised by her single white passing mother, and I don't know where she grew up. I want to say Oklahoma, but don't quote me on that.
I don't remember either, but no, totally.
Yeah. But they both have like the single mother raising and how that's affected their relationships. And like Matt was like, bro, like you and me, like both.
Yeah.
But that's why I thought she was gonna get it. But then obviously, like, I'm not mad that Abigail got it. Anyone but Victoria. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And then we lead into the first rose ceremony. And I just love how they put, the crazy looking girl and the girl that didn't get like any time right next to each other because they were wearing the same dress. Again, that was just my
Oh my
favorite.
God.
And then
Yeah.
I think first rose went to Bree, right?
Yeah, I did. So, I mean, yeah. So first rose went to Bree. After that, I went to Rachel. So I think that already like kind of shows off like
Shows off
these
like your top three.
exactly kind of shows off these, even if it's not top three, these girls are going to go really far in this
Mm-hmm.
competition because they're already like it's kind of first impression top three right there. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
going to go far. After that, Chelsea, love her. Oh my God, love her so much. Chelsea, Sarah, then MJ.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Serena P, which was 5'2" girl. Then it was Kayla. Kayla. That was the truck pickup truck girl.
Pickup truck girl,
Um,
yeah.
Kristen, then Kit, then Maggie, Piper, Mari, Ileana, Jasenia, Kaylee, then Marilyn, then Serena C, which was the Asian girl, which I was like, okay, okay, okay. She's the one
Mm-hmm.
that made the buzzkill quote, the joke. So I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
more witty jokes from her then. Then Lauren, then Sydney, then Alana. Okay, so when the whole Alana thing, that was
Oh
what
yeah.
it got me. So
Yeah, that had me too.
there was like this confusion between Alana and Anna, which was the two red dress girls. And they're literally they're like Alana was up here in like the little like tier
In like
thing
one
that
of
they
the
have.
front rows, and then like
Yeah,
Anna was like a couple rows behind her.
exactly. So like they call Alana's name and Alana like tries to go down, but like I feel like Anna didn't want to scoot aside because she just like, I don't know, Anna seems crazy, man. But like,
Anna seems like Hannah Brown to me in a weird way. Literally looks just like her. But
yeah.
yes, like Anna was like, "Did you see Anna or Alana?" And he was like,
And
"Oh, Alana."
And then she was like, oh, I was like, bruh, don't ask. If you don't hear your name clearly, don't ask.
She was like, "Oh," and then she moves away. She's like, "I guess you can go."
Oh my God. What I did catch, I forgot to mention this when I caught from Serena C when she was like in her interview and she was saying like, oh my God, I wish he picks me because I didn't go through all of this. Like if I'm gonna go home. And she reveals that the girls had to go through 4 COVID tests and quarantine prior to the show, which kind
Yeah.
of was like, whoa, like obviously didn't reveal how long their quarantine was, but I was like, wow, like I wonder
I
how long
imagine it was
that
probably like
was.
a 4-day quarantine with 4 COVID tests.
Yeah, that would make sense, but
But
wow.
yeah, damn.
So
I
after
know.
Alana was Katie, then after that was Anna. And then last rose went to Victoria, which I was like, oh, why would you keep her?
No reason other than producers made that happen.
Literally, that's what I was thinking too. I saw all the memes after. I was like, it was just producers. It's producers like forcing Matt to keep her on the show for the drama.
Yeah, literally. And I mean, yeah, that just made me mad. Ballerina and Tattoo Girl went home, and I was not expecting that at all. Either of
Mm-mm.
them to go home. And then, everybody toasts to love, and we get to see the sneak peek of the upcoming season, which um looks
It
like a
looks
lot.
intense. It looks really intense. Quick thing that I got was that Heather from Colton season's back.
Yes, and Heather, that's the one who I said claimed to have never been kissed and absolutely has been kissed.
Exactly. And that's where I was like, oh,
Yep.
why? But like, why? Why is
Yep.
she here? I mean, in the preview, we also get that I don't know if it was two or one or three girls come in for like I guess more girls. I don't know. But they come in and then all the other girls are like pissed at like why there are more girls here.
Yeah, it seems like more than 3, probably around like 4 or 5
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
girls come in. I don't
Yeah.
know. And it seems like for sure it's a few seasons in, or seasons, weeks, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like around, I've noticed that MJ and Kit are clearly shown when these other girls show up, clearly showing that they make it at least to that point, which is a few weeks down the road. So they make it past the first few rose ceremonies for sure. But it seems like Heather, when she comes in, she goes home right away. It seems like she clearly
Doesn't last.
What was that?
I mean, yeah, like doesn't last. Like I feel like she's not gonna last only because like I don't know. I feel like it's just a whole like influencer setup kind of thing. Like she's here for the Instagram followers. I mean, do you have a roundup of after all these girls who might be here for the Instagram followers?
December 21st, 498.
Because
Sorry, my computer started playing a sound.
no, it's all good. I feel like Kit obviously is here for the Instagram followers. Victoria's obviously here for the Instagram followers. Who else? Who else? Who else?
I feel like I need to get through another week and then I'll prepare a full list of who I feel like this is who's here for Instagram followers. This is who isn't. Still feel like Matt kind of is low key.
Okay, yeah. He's trying to get Tyler Cameron kind of fame right now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to think of who could and couldn't, but I feel like I also need to look at how everyone's Instagrams individually are curated also. What their style of Instagram is. Do they look like they're designing it just for those likes, just for, all the followers and everything like that? Or is they showing genuine moments?
Exactly. No, yeah, I feel like that's a key thing too that I did not think about. Right now, I'm just basing off personalities right now, and the most obnoxious people I'm naming are, I feel, are the Instagram followers.
Yeah. And we do see from the little clip ahead of the season, there is going to be an ambulance scene. There's always one, but we did not have one on the last season because they were trying so hard to stay away from the hospital due to COVID. And then Matt does not seem okay by the end. Matt needs a hug. And the finale location is a fireplace, completely separate from anything else in the middle of the woods. Definitely seems very enchanted. I kind of dig, but definitely
way
also
better than
spooky.
Tasha's.
Yes, extremely mysterious.
I love it. I love it. I mean, do you have anything else to add? Because I think that was it for me.
I think that's it. And my computer battery is running low, so I think that's the time.
I think that's the time too. So thank you guys for listening to us, and we will catch you guys next week for the next Bachelor episode starring Matt James. So I'm Maritza.
And I'm Willow, and this was here for the Instagram followers.